Hello, children. This is grade 7, July 2024, paper 1. You know, from grade 7 onwards, you have two papers when you are sitting for the semester examinations, paper 1 and paper 2. So, this is July 2024, paper 1. Right. So, by now, you know what are the first things you want to do when you are writing the answers. You want to read the instructions because they have clearly give you the instructions how they allocate the marks, and based on the allocated marks we know that how we want to present our answers, whether we want to show all the steps, whether we want to just write the answers based on the number of marks they have allocated, we can get an idea. Therefore, before start writing the answers, please read the instructions carefully. And you want to answer all the questions in the spaces provided in this paper. That means you are not allowed to use any other line papers on the exam day when you are writing the answers for paper 1. Right. So we'll move to part A. In paper 1, we have part A. We want to find the value, right? You just see how I'm writing. And one more thing you want to understand, children, the way I write here the answer, they are according to the marking scheme. But I know that you are coming from different branches and you have learned things in different ways. But I can't say that what you learned is wrong. And I would say one thing, that whatever the steps I'm showing here, so they are according to the marking schemes, and also these are guidelines and I would say the guidelines for the final exam. Final exam in the sense, whatever the examination you are going to have, maybe national O levels, or Excel O levels, Cambridge O levels, whatever it is. So this will be a guidelines how you are going to present your answer. So that is an art. Even though you have the knowledge, even though you know the answer, presenting the answer in an appropriate way, it is an art which you should be master at, right? So then the first one here, I'll do 4 squared means that I know that here I write all the steps. 4 times 4, then the answer is 16. And then 4 to the power 0, the answer is 1. Then here I write 4 squared means 16 and 4 to the power 0 means 1. Therefore, final answer is 17. Okay. Then the next one, you want to find the value of x giving reason. Now we know when you add 2x and x, it should be add up to 180 degrees. What is the reason? Angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. That is what you write, that you just write the reason, that you don't want to write angles on a straight line add up to 180. No, you don't want. Why? That the add up to 180 part you have already shown with the symbols and numbers now. So you just mention inside the bracket angles on a straight line and add up to 180. I have already shown this 2x plus x 3x. 3x is equal to 180. Now I want to get the answer. So then I'll put an arrow and bring the next step to the right side. 3x means 3 times x equal to 180. So then I move it little bit. So then I have x. Then 180, I divide by 3. Final answer is 60 degrees. So then this one will become 60 degrees and this one become 2x means 120 degrees. You just see that when you see this answer, what's the feeling you are having? That everything is there, right? I have written the reason, I have shown the steps, and you just see that how many minutes and how many seconds I spent for this. So then if you have the proper practice, you can write everything within a few minutes, within a few seconds, yet it's a comprehensive answer. Sitara can cycle at 20 kilometers per hour. So that means this is the speed, right? So this is the speed value. how far will he ride in 3 hours? So this is 3 hours means time. So then how far, that means we want to find the distance. So if you can remember the three equations we learned, the speed is equal to distance divided by time. Distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. So that's the formula. So then the speed I write 20 kilometers per hour, right, multiplied by 3 hours. So then the hours cancel. So then the answer will be 20 into 3, 60 kilometers. Simply the per hour within an hour. So if they travel or if they cycle 20 kilometers, so then within 3 hours, definitely this should be 3 times, no? So then 20 times 3, it is 60 kilometers. So then the next one, you put the equation mark 3 over 8. Instead of now I can write the multiplication sign and 32x. So then I write 3 over 8 multiplied by 32 times x. 8 times 1, 8 times 4, then 3 times 4, 12. So then 12 times x, final answer is 12x, right? So then the next one, you want to get the square root value here that we know when you have something like this, the square root of 25, it is 5, and square root of these double zeros, so 100, it is 10, the answer is 50. Here, that the square root of 81 is 9. So these things you want to be familiar, that you can't find them during the exam time. So then straight away when they give you square root of 81, it is 9. Square root of 64, it is 8. Square root of 49, it is 7. Likewise, maybe square root of 225, it's 15. Square root of 625, it's 25. So those things should be in your mind at once. Otherwise, it's wasting your time in the exam. If you are trying to get these answers at that moment itself, right? So then question number 6, what is the probability of getting a black pencil from a box containing 7 different colored pencils? So 7 different, or that we do have 7 pens inside the box and the different colors. You can't find the same color, that all the 7 pencils, they do have a different, unique color for them. 7 different colors. And what is the probability of getting a black pencil? Here, there is a small mistake in this question. They have not mentioned out of those 7 different colors, whether we can find the black color one or not. That one might say, so we don't know whether there are any black pencils here. So then it is that the 0, the probability, if it is not there. We know that we do have 7 pencils inside the box and they are in different colors. We know this, but we don't know whether the black color is available or not. So in that case, we don't have any clue, but here we imagine that we assume we do have a black color pencil. So then the probability of getting the black pencil, should be only 1 chance out of 7 pencils. Then we want to evaluate this 2 times 1 and 2 times 2. So then 2 times negative 8, it is negative 16. It is negative 16. So then the next one, we want to simplify. We want to simplify a ratio. When you're simplifying anything, maybe a ratio or a fraction or anything, when you're simplifying, what does that mean, Pute? The simplifying means that you're making something smaller, right? You are making something smaller. To make something smaller, what we need to do? We need to divide. Now here that we have a whole number and a mixed number. First of all, what we need to do, we convert 4.5 into an improper fraction. It is 9 over 2, right? So then the other side we have 4. We write it as 4 over 1. Now, what is the two items we do have now? 4 over 1 to 9 over 2. Right? We do have 4 over 1 to 9 over 2. So then we have two denominators, 1 and 2. The common denominator for them is 2. Therefore, I multiply each fraction by the common denominator like this. 2 times 9 over 2. So that becomes 8. And here that becomes 9. 2 and 2 cancel now. So 8 to 9 is the simplified version of this fraction. 4 to 4.5. 4.5 we wrote it as 9 over 2. 4 we wrote as 4 over 1. Now we do have two fractions together as the ratio components. So then we multiply both the items in the ratio by the common denominator, that is 2. Then it gives me the answer 2 times 4, 8. And 2 and 2 cancel in the second component. So then 9 will be remaining. So then the next one, you want to find x squared plus y when x is equal to, so then what we do, we write x squared plus y. That here, what do you mean by x squared? That the x multiplied by x. What is the value of x? 4. 4 times 4. Then the answer is 16. So then the y is negative 2. So then I write x squared means 16 plus, and y is negative 2. So then we have 16 plus and minus, it becomes minus 2. Then the answer is 14, right? X squared means 4 squared, that is 16. Y means negative 2, the answer should be 14. Then the next one, we can collect the like terms closer. So that is 2x and 3x closer and negative y plus 2y like this. So then 2x and 3x is 5x and negative y and 2y it is plus y, right? This negative y means negative 1y, negative 1y, right? When you have negative 1 and positive 2, what will be the answer always? It will be positive 1. So then positive 1y, but normally we write it as positive y. Now what you want to do, children, you want to go through the part A and see whether you have written the answers like this, and you can mark how many marks you got for this paper. Okay, then we will move to part B. In part B, that you want to find the area. First we will write, you just see that how I'm presenting my answer. So then I write, this is length into width. And then I mark, this is the length. So then this is the width. The only problem, they are in two different units, right? Either I want to convert 20 centimeters into millimeters or 70 millimeters into centimeters. But I want to think about these two. They are asking the answer in centimeters. Therefore, I want to convert this 70 millimeters into centimeters. 70, I divide by 10 and it gives me the answer 7 centimeters. Therefore, I write here 20 centimeter multiplied by 7 centimeter. The answer is 140 centimeters squared. Okay. Then the next one, find the area, that how to find the area of a triangle. So that is half into base into perpendicular height. So then first you want to understand, so this is the perpendicular height and this is the base value. Okay, so then I write that the half, base means 2x, perpendicular height is x. This 2 and 2 cancel, so then this becomes x squared centimeter squared. Right? Because 2x is a centimeter value, x is a centimeter value, and when you multiply x and x, that becomes x squared and centimeter squared. That's the unit. You just see how I have written put the equation marks. Right? So this is the question number 1, and you can see how I have written. I have marked everything. So then by any chance, my answer is wrong due to a calculation error, my teacher knows that I have done this with the knowledge because I have marked everything. I have written everything. I have shown the things in the diagram using arrows. I have written the equations and I have substituted the values. When it is needed, I have converted the units. So then I have got the final answer. Right. So then we will move to the next one. How long will a bus traveling at 70 kilometers per hour take to travel 300? So first of all, we want to understand. So this is the speed value, right? So this is the speed value and this is the distance. Okay. So then what we need to find, we want to find the how long. That means we want to find that how long in the sense they're asking us to find the time. What is the formula to find the time? So you want to divide the distance by the speed, right? So distance by the speed. So then that distance is what? 300 kilometers, right? Divide by the speed is 70 kilometers per hour. Then see how I'm writing the things, children. 300 kilometers, then multiplied by hours over 75 kilometers. And this will be cancelled. You just see that 25 times 3 and 25 times that how many? 25s we do have. We know for 100 how many 25s we have? We have four 25s, right? So then for 300, it should be 12. So then we have 12. Then again, we can further simplify 3 times 1 and 3 times 4. Simply 4 times 75 is 300. So then I write 4 hours. So you just see what I did. The equation is distance divided by speed. Sorry. When I substitute the values instead of the fraction format, I use the division symbol format because that I can show the thing. 75 kilometers per hour means that 75 kilometers divided by hour. So then when I convert the division sign into the multiplication, that hour becomes the numerator and 75 becomes the denominator. So then I can easily simplify the kilometers, cancel out kilometers and kilometers, and I can simplify 375. It gives me the answer 4 hours. How many kilometers will the above bus with the same speed travel half an hour, right? So then it's simple now. So per hour, right, per hour, so then it goes 75 kilometers, right? If it is half an hour, what we should do, so then that should be divided by 75, divided by 2. So then what will be the answer? That it will be 37.5 kilometers, right? You give your answer in decimals. So then 37.5, we can write 37 and a half, no? But here we can't write 37 and a half because they have asked us to keep the answer in decimals, right? How many kilometers will the above bus with the same speed travel? The same speed in the sense 75 kilometers per hour. If they travel 75 kilometers per hour, so then how many kilometers they do travel in half an hour? So definitely should be the half of 75, that is 37.5, right? So then we'll move to the next one. So you want to find the AC value as a rough estimate. First of all, you want to understand this is the hypotenuse, right? This is the hypotenuse. Then I write AC squared is equal to AB squared and BC squared, right? So how do you get this? What is the relationship? Pythagoras theorem, right? Pythagoras theorem. Then AC squared, we don't know the AC value. AB means 10 squared and BC is 8 squared. So then the AC squared is equal to 100 plus 64. Then AC squared is equal to 164. And we know 12 times 12, 144. Then 13 times 13, that is 169. That whatever the value we are talking here, that is 164, should be in between 144 and 169. So then I'm continuing here. That the AC is equal to square root of 164, and we can give a rough estimate. This become 12 point something centimeters, right? This is how we write, and here we can write that approximately. This is an estimate now. So then, as this is estimate, we can write AC is approximately equal to 12 point something, because we don't write the exact answer here. Okay. So then the next one, a bag when filled with some clothes is, a bag when filled with some clothes is 5.85 kilograms. Empty bag is 2.7. Find the weight of the clothes. Very simple questions. So then here they check your decimal knowledge. The total, the weight is 5.85, the bag's weight with the clothes. But empty bag, that means without the clothes, that it is 2.7. And we want to find the weight of the clothes. This is how we find. But you can see that when you have written something like this, you can see a blank. If need, you can put a 0 here. If not, it doesn't matter. As you wish, you can do this. So then the 5 minus 0, it is 5. So 8 minus 7, 1. 5 minus 2, 3, right? So then the 3.15. The original weight is 5.85 with the clothes, and without the clothes 2.7. So then find the weight of the clothes. You can straight away write 3.15 kilograms. And you have shown the steps, the way you have taken the answers. Give 1,600 grams as a percentage of 4 kilograms. Thousands, see how the way I'm writing this, children. 1,600 gram. First of all, I want to convert 4 kilograms into grams, that is 4,000 grams. That is the first thing you should do. And 1,600 grams as a percentage of what? Of 4 kilograms, that is 4,000 grams. Gram and gram cancel, two zeros cancel, and this 0 and this 0 cancel. So then we have 160 divided by 4. Then the answer is 40%. Because this is a percentage, no? 1,600 gram as a percentage multiplied by 100 of what? Of 4 kilograms. Of 4 kilograms in the sense, it is 4,000 gram, right? It is 4,000 gram. So the answer is 40%. A child got 60, 86, 46, 50, 58, 70, and 50 marks for some subjects. What is the mean mark? How do you find the mean mark, children? That you get the total marks, and you divide it by the number of subjects, right? You write here number of subjects. Okay, right. So then we add the things here, 60, then 86, then 46, and 50, 58, 70, and 50. like this. You add everything together. When you add, I double check whether I have written it correctly. 60, 86, 46, 50, 58, 70, and 50. The answer is 420. How many paper subjects we do have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then we write 420 divided by 7. So then the answer is 60. What is the range of the above marks? How do you get the range? So then you get the highest value minus that you get the lowest value. What is the highest value here? 86. And what is the lowest value? 86 and 46, right? 46. 86 is the highest value and 46 is the smallest value. Then the range is 40. And the mode, yeah, we can see 52 times. Therefore, the mode is 50. How do you get the mode value, children? That is the most occurring value, right? That 50 you can see 2 times. Therefore, the mode here is 50, right? Right. So find the BC length using 3, 4, 5 or 5, 12, 13. Children, here I will tell you an easy way to do this. First, you want to understand this is the hypotenuse, right? So when you have the 3, 4, 5 method or 5, 12, 13 method, always the longest side will be 5 or 13. No? Either it follows 3, 4, 5 rule, either it follows 5, 12, 13. The hypotenuse should be 5 or 13, or else the multiples of 5 or multiples of 13. That is how it should be, because hypotenuse is the longest side. Okay. So then the 26, is it a multiple of 5? No. Is it a multiple of 13? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How? That the 13 multiplied by 2. So here 12 multiplied by 2. That means that it follows 12, 13. Definitely this should be 5. 5 times 2. The answer will be 10 centimeters. Right? So then this doesn't work. Why this doesn't work? What is the reason why this doesn't work? If need, you can write 26 centimeter is not a multiple of 5 centimeter. So then the BC, the answer BC is 10 centimeters. So then if it is 5 times 2, 10 centimeters, 12 times 2, 24 centimeters, and then 13 times 2, it is 26 centimeters. That is how it works. Okay, so then we have done 2 pages. I don't want to make a very long video. So then what I'm planning to do, whatever the remaining pages, I will release as a separate video. So then this will be July 2024, paper 1, part 1. Then you may be having part 2, part 3, part 4 to complete this paper. So then keep in touch. So once I complete now, this is done. So then the next step is I'm doing the part 2. That means I'm discussing the rest of the pages. So once you are done with this video and with these 2 pages, then you can watch the next video to clarify all the doubts you have from page 3 onwards. Okay, children? So we'll meet again with the second part of this paper. That means the second part of this video series, grade 7, July 2024. Until then, stay safe and do your best so you are closer to the exams.